Hey guys, it's me again. In this digest, we'll talk about Tesla a lot, but there will be news about Neuralink and the Boring Company, and Elon Musk commenting on the new Ford EV, but hey, no spoilers. Let's start with Tesla. Dan Dahl from the Netherlands, a Model X owner, was on a business trip to Düsseldorf and stopped to charge his car at a public charging station. When he came back, he discovered that his Model X was set on fire. He believes that Tesla haters did it, because if a person wanted to stay unnoticed, he would have chosen another car. He also thought it might have been because of his foreign license plate, but there were other Dutch cars and none of them were harmed. Earlier this year, Consumer Reports stopped recommending Model 3 and Model S and called them unreliable. Now the cars are back on the recommended list. CR is saying that customers are now facing fewer problems. However, they still do not recommend Model X. It is worth noting, though, that Consumer Reports has wacky criteria and has been going back and forth on Tesla cars for 4 years. Tesla increased the power of its cars and 0 to 60 time was reduced. Let's see how it affected all Model 3s. When Tesla Model 3 Performance came out, it went from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Now, Tesla claims that the car can do it in 3.2, but drag times got 2.99. The long-range all-wheel drive Model 3 initially went to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds, and now does it in 4.1. The rear-wheel drive also shaved off a couple of seconds to 4.9. Model 3 mid-range, since discontinued, got the most impressive results, now accelerating 0.7 seconds faster, in 4.9 seconds. Unfortunately, no one's tested the Standard and Standard Plus versions yet, but we'll probably see that soon as well. Although the Standard Plus version's range has since grown by 48 kilometers. Bjorn Nyland decided to put Porsche's words that the Taycan is unique to the test. The blogger took a Model 3 Performance onto an Autobahn and accelerated to 200 km per hour 27 times in a row, without downtime between races. It took him 28 minutes, less than half the time it took Taycan to complete 26 launches. He also conducted this test on a real road, in less than perfect conditions, and showed all of the results, unlike Porsche. We don't even know exactly how much time it took Taycan to complete the test and how much downtime it had, but that definitely took more than 55 minutes. Tesla Model 3 on Smart Summit scared people in a parking lot in Richmond by driving onto the oncoming traffic. Tesla says the driver is responsible for stopping the car while using the feature. And we also don't know if the owner actually had the right to activate the feature, since autonomous driving is prohibited in British Columbia. Oh, and according to Lex Friedman, and we'll talk about him later, Tesla's on Autopilot passed 2 billion miles. Tesla is upgrading the largest charging station in the United States. It is already equipped with solar panels, power packs, and even a lounge area for Tesla owners. Now the chargers are being updated to V3 so that cars will be able to charge quickly en route from Los Angeles to San Francisco. Tesla has installed nearly 15,000 superchargers in 1,600 locations around the world. After the Gigafactory 4 news broke, Tesla surpassed Daimler in market cap. The company's shares rose by more than 2%, and it now ranks third out of car manufacturers with the highest market value, ahead of General Motors, BMW, and Audi. According to Musk, Tesla was also considering setting up shop in the UK, but the Brexit situation forced them to opt for Germany. Berlin Mayor Ramona Popp says that thanks to the Gigafactory, it can create 6,000 to 7,000 jobs in production only, and hundreds or thousands more in design, development, and research. The company will have to cut down part of the forest in order to build the Gigafactory 4, so instead Tesla promised to plant 3 times as many trees. Oh, and they've finally gotten the license for Model 3 production in Shanghai. Tesla Energy. Casey Neistat wrote that someone from Tesla Energy came in to evaluate his house before installing a solar roof. He asked the guy if he needed a ladder to look at the roof, and he just whipped out what Casey called the most boss selfie-stick. Innovation comes in many forms, Elon replied. The Canadian company AltaGas decided to expand towards clean energy and asked Tesla for 41 megapacks that will be installed in Southern California. 60 megawatts of storage will replace one of the peak power plants that supported the region during peak hours when they require around 285 megawatts. Boring Company. The Boring Company has begun drilling a tunnel for the Las Vegas Convention Center. According to NBC, there even was an opening ceremony. Two 1.5-kilometer tunnels will connect several buildings, and autonomous capsules will start delivering passengers soon. Neuralink. Recently, another piece of Lex Fridman's podcast with Elon Musk came out, and they talked more about Neuralink. According to Musk, the company will not only help fight Alzheimer's and Parkinson's diseases and injuries after accidents, but also autism, schizophrenia, memory loss, and other brain diseases. Musk was then criticized by the National Autistic Society of Great Britain. They say autism is not a disease, and curing it means a person will be deprived of one of the main aspects of his personality. In fact, the World Health Organization characterizes autism as a personality disorder. SpaceX. SpaceX is starting Starship Mk1 testing in Texas. It will last until approximately November 27th, and it'll include testing tanks and refueling infrastructure. SpaceX constantly brings in liquid oxygen and prepares the launch complex for testing. A 20-kilometer flight is still scheduled for December. SpaceX conducted a series of static fire tests of the Crew Dragon emergency rescue system engines. The flight abort test will be scheduled after SpaceX and NASA process the data they got. In the meantime, NASA will allow you to become an astronaut and almost sit in the Crew Dragon. All you have to do is download the Rocket Science Ride to Station app on your phone or by opening the link from the description in your browser. There, you will see a simulation of the flight to the ISS. But of course, this is, to put it mildly, a simplified version of the process. So here are the results of the Starlink launch. 59 of the 60 satellites are on the way to the intended orbit, and the last one is not, and it may have to be killed off, but this was expected. During the launch, SpaceX also said that the bandwidth of the new satellites will be 4 times higher than the old ones. Soon, the satellites will deploy their solar panels. The SpaceX Launch Control Center manager Trip Harris said that recently they had a special visitor, Ryan LaSalle, who is struggling with leukemia. Elon Musk. Ford introduced its first electric car, Mach-E, and it seems the automaker just wanted to create a competitor for the Model Y. Their characteristics and cost are very similar. Elon Musk congratulated Ford on the new product and said that electric cars are the future, and Ford can encourage other automakers to go electric. Thanks, Elon, we couldn't agree more. See you at the charging station, tweeted Ford. And that's it, you guys. Hope you liked this digest. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back next week when there's much more to talk about.